Alright y'all, so we've come to our final step in the literature search process, which is on to the next database to do some more searching. So don't worry though, once you have a good search strategy refined and ready to go from your searching in PubMed, it usually goes much faster to run the searches in other databases. We'll do PsycInfo for our next search, and we get there by going to the library's homepage again, and then under Start Your Search, I'm going to click on A to Z Digital Resources. I'll navigate to PsycInfo. Here it is, and I'll click on it. And here we are. Now I'm going to look back at the search terms that I had gathered before and then refined a bit when searching in PubMed. So looking at this list, so I'm going to start searching here in PsycInfo now. So for my first concept, I'm going to use mindfulness, or, whoops, and I've misspelled it, mindfulness-based interventions, because both of these are PsycInfo controlled vocabulary or indexing terms for this concept. And remember, because it is a multi-word phrase here, I'm going to put it in quotes. I'll go ahead and search. Again, I'm going to search concept by concept and then I'll add them all together. Let's go ahead and click on our search history so we can watch as we build our search here. Now I'm going to do my second search for my concept, my burnout and compassion fatigue concepts. So I'm going to use the word text words burnout or burnout as two words, or compassion fatigue, or compassion satisfaction, or the PsycInfo indexing term of occupational stress. And you might wonder why we're using occupational stress again. In this case, when in PubMed, I had decided to remove it from my search terms and focus in on compassion, fatigue, and burnout. So the reason is when I searched for the term burnout in the APA thesaurus of psychological index terms, which is what I used to find those indexing terms earlier. If I search for burnout here, notice that it tells me to use occupational stress. So that's why I'm using this term in PsycInfo here. So back to the string. We've got everything we want here. Let's click search for that. And then finally we're going to do our healthcare professionals, healthcare providers concept terms here. Now notice from my list of terms that I did end up shortening the list of text words for this concept that I had used in my PubMed search, so I'm also going to use less words to search for that concept here in PsycInfo. I might have to expand this list again based on how the search goes in this particular database, but this is what I'll start with. Now I've also got to do something a bit special here with health personnel, because I want to explode that term like we discussed back in step 4 of our search tutorial. So I want PsycInfo to search for health personnel or any of the narrower indexing terms underneath it, like medical personnel or allied health personnel, for instance. Now the way I explode a term in PsycInfo is to add it to my search directly from the thesaurus. So I go up here to the thesaurus. I'm going to look for that term. I'll click on it to see a little bit more. See all these narrow terms underneath it that I want to also search for. So I could click on each one of these narrower terms and the term health personnel and then add those to my search, or I can just click here on health personnel and then click explode and then add that, and it's going to automatically add all the narrower terms underneath health personnel as well. So now I can just copy this here, then go back to searching, and I'm going to paste all of those terms here into the string that I'm going to use to search for healthcare providers. So to finish this concept up, I'm going to type in or healthcare provider. I'll use truncation again. That's the little asterisk that I put here, so to look for both healthcare provider or healthcare providers or anything that starts with healthcare provider. And finally, I'm also going to do or clinicians, because that's another PsycInfo indexing term related to health personnel, but it wasn't under health personnel, so I'm going to add it in here. Search for that. And now I'm going to add all these searches together so that I'm looking for all of my concepts. So I'm going to say S1 and S2 and S3. I'll search. I see there's 152 results. Now scrolling down here, now I need to apply my filters, the limits that we did in PubMed. In any Ebsco database like PsycInfo or CINAHL, you'll see filters over on the left, and you'll notice there's not a ton of options here. So go to Show More under Limit To, and now you'll see more options for filters. So I'm going to put in my publication year filters. I'm going to limit it to English. I could also again use the age group filters if it was applicable for my search, or the publication type filters if it was applicable, or really any of these other filters as well. But when I get ready and I have everything applied that I want, I'm just going to click search. Sometimes it jumps around on you. And now those limits have been applied to my search. So I've got 95 results now. Now, just like we did in PubMed, my next step would be to refine my search based on reviewing my results. But we won't walk through that in this case since we already did it in PubMed. However, once I've done that to my satisfaction and I have a set of results that I want to save or send from PsycInfo, the way I go about that in Ebsco databases, so PsycInfo or CINAHL, I click on Share here. I'm going to add these results to a folder. Now I have 95 results, and notice it just said 1 through 50. So that's because there's only 50 results to a page. So actually now I go to the next page. And once that loads up, I'm going to click Share again and add results 51 to 95 to a folder. Then I go up here to the top and click on Folder. And then I want to save as file. I'm going to uncheck HTML full text because I don't want this results list clogged up with full text for any of the articles. And then click Save. Scrolling down, this is how it's going to look. So see, I have an abstract, I have title, citation information for each article. There is a link if I do want to see full text options or just get to the full record of any of these articles. So that's how my results file is going to look. So I just right click, save as, and then name the file and save it. When I'm done with that, I go up here to back. Now another option in any Ebsco database for saving your citations that you found is you can also export and send them to a citation manager like RefWorks. Once you're all done with that, you just keep clicking back here to get back to your search results. And the last thing that we need to do is again to document our search history. So in this case, we're going to go to Print Search History here under Search History. I can highlight this whole table, or I can just click Control A or Command A if you're on a Mac. I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to paste this table below where I had pasted my PubMed search history into my Word document. I'll click on the whole table again here. There we go. Go to Layout, Autofit Contents so that I can actually read the table. And then I can adjust, add borders, that kind of thing as needed, and save this file again so that I have that search history documented too. So the next step in our lit search, in reality, it would be to move on to our next database that I had chosen for this search, which is CINAHL, and then do this all again. However, I'm not going to demo that search for you since it's another Ebsco database, and so the process is really similar to what we've just done in PsycInfo, though notice that some of our indexing terms are different for that database. After searching all the databases I decided on, my literature search is complete. The next step I would take after this process is to review all of those search results that I had saved as files or sent to myself in email and choose the particular articles I want to utilize for my project or assignment. We hope this multi-part literature searching tutorial has been helpful to you. Please contact us in the Education and Research Services Department for any searching assistance. Thank you for watching. This has been a Super Searcher production.